From the industry, through the community, right into your home. It's the Green Room, and we're on. What's going on, everybody? This is Lester from Cannabis Wiki. We're here with the 2020 Leafly Awarded Cannabis Social Influencer of the Year and Advocate Cannabis Influencer of the Year. Also awarded Best International Selling Book, Ignite Your Inner Warrior, with over 2 million Facebook followers, over 130,000 Instagram followers. Our North American cannabis flower, your Jackie Childs.
Oh, wow, Lester.
Bang.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Green Room.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Green Room, guys. You're here with
How do I follow that? I got nothing to say after that.
Smile and look good. That's all. Smile and look good. Smile and look good.
I showered for you.
Guys,
Actually,
today...
not really for you. I showered for our guests.
As we were getting into, right? Well, guys, today we have no other than Green Valley Wellness in the building, Jeff and Franco. Guys, welcome to the Green Room.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thanks for having us, guys.
Hey, how are you guys?
He speaks.
They practiced their intro too. They were going back and forth. I'm going to throw it to you, and then you say that.
Welcome for coming in. So tell everybody where you guys coming from.
So I'm born and raised from Montreal. I moved out to Ontario about 10 years ago in a new venture for a new career. It wasn't in the cannabis industry. I started working with Bell. So I did executive work, operations, so on and so forth. For
Well, let's talk day.
For about 7 years.
Techie guy, techie.
And not really techie, just customer service, sales, operations, and just kind of upper management. And slowly but surely, I met Mr. Franco here. It was my journey, and he was owner operator of.
Wait, he's your journey. Is that a word for
through his journey?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
he's not my journey. He's part of my journey.
I was like, this is a good one.
Franco's just like,
I don't need to talk.
I'm just his flower.
So he was owner operator of dispensary when there was that big dispensary boom in Toronto, right. And I joined the team, and since then we've been kind of partners in crime. When the dispensary raids and everything started happening, we decided to close up shop and do something more value and
Did you get raided?
We didn't know, so we were fortunate enough to get raided, not to get raided, and we decided to do something more on the white side as opposed to the gray market side, and begin clinics / wellness centers helping out medical cannabis patients obtain medical prescriptions. And we're very, very pro grow your own. We know that cannabis can be a bit pricey. The street weed isn't always the cleanest sometimes. You know where it's coming from. So we're a little unique where we get people growing right up to 317 plants legally if that's what they want to do medically.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
So jump in, Franco,
and
man. Tell us
your personal journey. How did you come to Jeffrey?
My personal journey isn't that interesting as much as his, but so I was involved in, like you said, first started off with the dispensary. So with one of the partners, Jeff was was introduced by one of our friends. From then, like you said, we were partners in crime when he was a very good friend. That's how I started our journey together.
So how long were you owning or running the dispensary before you met Jeff?
So no, when I met Jeff, it was right in the beginning. So he came in, he was the one who was operating, he was bringing the management skills, wanted to operate, run and everything, bring it into the standard that we wanted to be. Right. Even when it was a dispensary, it was not like a straight dispensary. It was, even though it was a great line, we always followed the medical procedures. It was a medical to medical sales, that's it, right? But then once once all the raids started to happen, we said, hey man, this is not the industry that we want to be in. We want to be involved in the cannabis industry for the future as well, right? So we're like, okay, we're gonna withdraw from here. We sold the shares. He told me to get out, so we got out. And from there, we one of Jeff's buddies as well brought into saying that we should get into the clinics. We can help a lot of patients. First one, when we got in, it was all for money. Come on, man. It's like, to be honest, everybody
That's why we go into business.
Exactly. And then once you start seeing helping patients and, seeing a cancer lady that's stage 4 coming into the clinic and that, that needs help, it changed the mentality in all the money sense, right? So we wanted to get out. We wanted to help patients.
Wicked. So you're here for the good.
Of course.
That's what I like to hear.
Even when we were doing the dispensaries, like we were one dispensary was at Eglinton and Danforth, so in a lower income area in Scarborough, and we would host free barbecues for the communities. We hot dogs, we had the kids coming. We do a lot of cool stuff for community. So we're real community based. We feel that the more we give back to the people around us that support us in our business, the more rewarding it is. Like Franco said, when you see cancer patients, MS patients, or patients with Crohn's disease, we have a patient that comes in faithfully monthly to bring us donuts because we changed his life, and that doctors couldn't do that 20 years ago with cannabis. And I get goosebumps because it's real, because his daughter has Crohn's.
That's what I
have Crohn's.
Yeah, and he can so there you go, and he can educate his daughter now into using this cannabis as opposed to going through the system and you getting nowhere
quick too. You're also dying when they finally figure out what's wrong with you.
That's right. Or procedures or operations or whatever it is, right?
Medications.
Yeah.
So this true plant and beautiful medicine we really took a loving to it. And we're about 4,000 patients deep across the country now.
Damn.
Just off of mom and pop. It was just me and Franco that started it.
Wow.
We've expanded we have 5 clinics now. We have one in St. John's, Newfoundland, one in Scarborough, Ajax, Whitby, and Cobourg, Ontario.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
It's all about preaching the good word. So this is why we were excited to come here also. So we're well big fans of you all, and
thank you.
We're excited to be here.
Well, hey, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you for coming. I showered.
Thank you for that too.
I don't know if all you guys heard about the shower episode, but Jesus Christ, I need more guests to come here. Okay?
Stop Skyping poor Lester. It's like, come to the green room, please.
What are some of the adversities you guys faced now in the second half of doing business for the wellness side?
So the clinical game is a pretty competitive game.
Right.
So we're seeing a lot of online, clinics or consultants or whatever you want to call them, providing really quick, inexpensive, fast services. So the market has changed, whereas instead of people coming into wellness centers and really like getting that wellness aspect of it, a lot of people just want fast, quick, easy appointments. So that's our biggest challenge right now. And this is why we're starting more of a marketing boom to be like, hey guys, by the way, we're expanding in hiring employees now. We're creating more jobs. We have more of education and classes in our centers, in our wellness centers. So come and educate and get educated. And that's, I find that's
what I saw. Like when I was going through and doing a little bit of research, I stopped when I seen education. Okay, I want to find out more about the education part of this.
What do you guys think of CanCell? Do you know what that is? The people have to work in certain legal dispensaries. They have to have the CanCell, and it's sort of, it's like Mad Canada has started it. Yes, so it's the same sort of thing like the Smart Serve. Yep. So you have to have the CanCell to be a bud tender or whatever.
So
what do you think about that?
So I got to keep it
whatever.
honest. I'm going to keep it real.
That's what we want at this table.
So at the end of the day,
that's why I asked.
I feel like these courses that people take don't legitimize their knowledge in cannabis and being able to distribute that knowledge to people in the market, right? Mm-hmm. So just like the courses in Niagara, hey, they're great. Learn how to grow cannabis. Right. That's cool, but you can't put them up against a grower that's been growing for 30 years.
Right.
True.
It's very different. So the education, I mean, just like with everything else in life, guys, it's experience. And that's what I say. So if you're a well-experienced people being able to give that knowledge to the community and the people coming into these dispensaries, fantastic. People having criminal records not being able to get these jobs because of cannabis is also a shame too, because they're not given the opportunities to provide the best service to the people, the best education. And that's what we're lacking in Canada, is that education is subpar. And we need people to start kind of step up and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how it's done. This is how you can use it. These are the right strains for you. This is how you grow that strain to maximize your yield or potency or whatever it is, or CBD, whatever it is. And I think that's where we're lacking. So our adversity right now is competition.
So my next question would be, like, I've had somebody hit me in my DM on Instagram.
I bet he has. Anyhow.
And the question that they asked me was about consulting. They wanted to know if I'm not going to name no names, but they threw me a name of a consulting company and they want to know the legitimacy of it. So with the new cannabis being around,
what'd you really say? Did you go, don't go there?
No, I would like to know, like, is or is there any fugazi going on out there?
Is that a word? Fugazi?
Yeah, fugazi. It's a fugazi. Come on. Yeah, of course, man. It's all kinds, and it's sad. It's that you got guys that are doing clinics now that are providing fake prescriptions, fake notes, fake signatures, fake practitioners.
I had that happen.
See, because I didn't want to give advice to something that I wasn't 100% sure about, because I know it's new, and it seems like right now everybody wants the best for everybody. Yep. I love when people come to the table, because I don't need to hear what you're saying. I see it and I feel it. You know what I mean? Doubt. What's real. So it shows itself. So
what is the process to say I want to grow my own, I want a license, I'm sick, I'm whatever, but what's the process?
So process is, depends. If you're near a clinic, you either come into it. If you're not, we service Canada, right? So if you're out west, you'd fill out an intake form. So it's on our website, so you can go through it. It's pretty.
Like, can my grandma fill it out? It's pretty easy, or is it hard?
It's easy. The questions are easy enough.
Okay.
It's very, it's basic, but there's a lot of information that you need to provide medically, right?
Okay.
So we operate as a true clinic. Like, I have 5 practitioners under my wing and a psychologist, right? So these are green values. They're not third party, right? So we're very, very careful with what we do. We operate like a clinic. So you'd fill out the intake form. You'd send it back in with an ID and any supporting medical documents if you had. Many people across Canada don't have these medical documents, so our practitioners are well open to diagnosing and doing their proper assessments. When you send it in, you're waiting about 3 or 4 days for an appointment. And again, you can either come into the clinic for an appointment via telemedicine. Our practitioners, lovely ladies, but they like working from home.
Right.
I tried to bring them. I'm like, come on, girls. I'm like, come into the clinic. They're like, Jeff.
As soon as we can get this Skype thing a little better, I'm going to be working from home.
There you go. No shower.
That's a win. That's a win.
So, and then after then your appointment, we'll consult with you before. Say, hey, Jackie, how much do you want to grow? You said, Jeff, I want to grow, 100 plants. What's the use for it? Are you changing into topicals? And then we'll go over it. We'll send that over to the practitioner. She'll see you. She'll do the assessment. From then on, she'll write you 2 prescriptions. So one that'll go to a licensed producer, so that you're able to order in the interim. And then the original document goes to you. So that original one will help you fill out the Health Canada application and then send it off to Health Canada. You're looking at, because we're pretty dope. Our process is pretty solid, and they know our practitioners. Our licenses come in a little bit quicker than the competition. So you'll be looking at a license in between 4 to 8 weeks. I've seen it as low as 5 weeks. Don't quote me on the number, but it happens. I
waited 11 months.
Oh.
Yeah, but that was because it was fraudulent, and whatever. It was never coming.
Yeah, so this is the problem, right? So you send this to Health Canada, and you don't know what's going on.
Should have went to Green Valley Wellness.
10 months, that's where you come now. 10 months later, you get it back.
Take care.
It's like, your document's not valid, or there's something wrong, and you have to redo this. And you've been waiting a year, and you're out of medicine, and you're spending money on medicine. And it's like, hey, you know what? I'll give you an example. So I'm an outdoor grower. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. My last crop, I did 38 plants outside, and I'm in rural Whitby. So I got these big trees in my backyard. They're beautiful, and I love them. But it saves me thousands of dollars.
I can imagine.
I make pain salves, creams, and my bud outdoor is actually really good medicine. It's very therapeutic for me anyway. So that saves me tons. My Franco too has an indoor grow that has saved him tons of cash, and he can dial into the strains and the medicine that he wants. Right. You go on these producer sites, and not to knock the producers, I love most of them. We do a lot of great work with some of them, but sometimes they don't have your strain. Right. They don't have what you want. Right. So what are you going to do, right? You're going to go to the street, or you're going to go to an online dispensary, whatever it is, grow it yourself.
As well as it comes into the tropical part as well. The tropicals, the creams, the edibles, the food that they want to make, whatever it is. From them to buy it from a licensed producer and make it for themselves, it's going to cost X amount of money.
I use the leaves and the stem and the everything to juice, right? Yeah. And thank goodness I know a lot of growers and stuff, but the amount of I was buying the bags and stuff, if I was doing that through a licensed producer, plus I was trying to get suppositories made. Your house for that. And so I got my prescription. They sent it then to the LP, then I went on, they said, well, fill this out and go on the website and pick what you want there. Yes. So then I filled that out, I picked them. But between here, there, and everywhere, it was over 5 weeks before I got my, like, when you're sick and you need a prescription, you get it today or tomorrow. You don't wait 5 weeks.
You got it. And that's the problem with like consultants sometimes too, is they're the middlemen for many of these clinics, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go on the street, I'll be like, hey guys, by the way, get a prescription. And then it's, you know, a week and then 2 weeks and then you're waiting and then the patient kind of suffers at the end of the day. So we've kind of simplified that process to be like, hey guys, you know what, no matter what, in about a week and a half, you're good to go.
Wow.
At least with ordering your meds, and we're still kind of behind times on our filling our application. We have to tweak that a little bit.
Right.
We need the online fillable form.
Right.
We're very old school where people have to print it out. They got to fax it back in and scan it. But I mean, you know, we pride ourselves on service, guys, and we act as a private clinic, so we do associate fees to our assessments.
Right.
But we do
rightfully so.
It's a business again. Everyone's so like, it's a business.
Yeah, but we do a lot. We do a lot for their community.
There's 2 reasons for that as well. We don't work with doctors. So we work with a few doctors, which, you know, HIP, and then most of our practitioners are nurse practitioners.
Right.
They're not allowed to bill OHIP, so it'll be a private charge.
Right.
Which it goes into the assessment fees.
For sure.
Yeah, and it supports, you know, our staff and our giveaways.
You're providing a service.
You're providing a service.
What can we? So I show up at Green Valley Wellness. What can I get there in Green Valley Wellness? Well, I'm
service with a smile.
Service with a smile. Like,
Jackie walks through the door and it's service with a smile.
Like, if she showers.
If.
Even if you don't.
What if I bring my dog that pees everywhere? Are dogs welcome?
They definitely are.
Yay!
Yeah, we have a working dog in the clinic. One of our medical admins.
So you guys are truly community friendly.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
What are your hours? What are your like? Where you are?
So I'm no longer with the clinics per se. I do a lot of business development.
Okay.
So between us and everybody that's watching,
right?
We sold the business to one of the up and coming producers. So
and is that a good thing?
That's an amazing thing.
Oh, well then, yay!
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. We get to expand. We get to help more people.
Right.
We get to hire more employees. We can get them benefits now.
Right. Yeah.
Over time,
you're growing.
We're growing, we're expanding, so it was really cool. So per se, where I am, I'm mostly at the facility, which I can't say their name yet. Because it's not public yet.
Right.
Well, hey, we need a call for the exclusive on that. Right? Yeah. We like exclusives here.
But so you're still Green Valley Wellness.
Absolutely.
It's still Green Valley
Nothing
Wellness.
Changes. You know, I oversee the clinical operations. Franco has you know, stepped up to the kind of the president role.
Ooh, Mr. President.
And we'll be looking But per se, when you walk into Green Valley, you know, aside that we don't really sell anything out of the clinics besides some pipes, maybe some papers if you want it, some swag,
some sort of accessory.
But it's more info.
Okay.
So it's education. So if you say, hey guys, I need a session on how to make some pain salves or creams, we'll set up a little blocked appointment if we're not doing one of the classes. So we priorly did classes with Charlene Freedom. She was a big person that was making creams.
Yeah, I know who that is.
And we did art therapy classes. So
wow.
We did a bunch of stuff, yoga sessions,
bacon bend or whatever they call them.
People will sign up basically like for the sessions. They'll go outside, medicate or wherever it is, and for like an art therapy class, they'll come in. We'll have an artist there, and they'll spend an hour of just watercoloring or whatever. That's
what we need to do, Lester. We need some art therapy.
It's super relaxing, guys.
It's all right. I actually know somebody that does art therapy. That's
do you?
Yeah.
So you know what we're talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She also slid into his DMs. I do art therapy.
Not yet, but Evelyn, DM.
Aww.
So you know, when we created Green Valley, it was like when you walk into our clinics, it's not a typical clinical setting, guys. There's you know, TVs everywhere. There's Nintendos, Genesis, Wii. When we created it, we wanted patients to come in and feel at home, and with whatever illness or whatever you're dealing with personally that you can't really deal with in the outside world, when you come into our place, you can. And then when you leave, the goal was for you to feel amazing. And whether you go back into the real world and, you know, you kind of feel, you know, terrible about, you know, your illnesses, we wanted you to, you know, to kind of reflect about what Green Valley is bringing to your life and how positive life can be with cannabis with the right education.
It's like the green room.
Who are your major, like, do you see like a demographic that's constant? Like, is it seniors? Are you, what we were saying before, veterans coming in, PTSD, and
so a lot of so with veterans go to veteran clinics, and there's a lot of veteran clinics that are out there.
Are there?
Yeah. There's one of our major allies is Canna Connect.
Oh, okay, I know them.
So yeah, we're great, especially the one in Newfoundland with Kevin Dunn out there. I want to give him a big shout out because he does a lot of work with veterans. So
do you know Bryce Hooper? Hooper, Mr. Hooper's clinic, it's veterans, and there's a bunch of ladies I've taken pictures with and stuff that are all
there's
really
Spartan,
cool.
There's Canada House, there's a ton of them, right? So it's harder for it was harder for us to kind of slip into that market. The differentiator between us is that we do also let the veterans grow, whereas these other veteran clinics just kind of put them to the LP so that they can get their free meds from Blue Cross and so on and so forth. So we're kind of getting bigger in that area.
Right. What do you mean you let them grow? You teach them to grow?
No, we provide them with the original to grow. Like we give them that option. Our practitioners give them that option. So not a lot of these clinics will give you that, hey, Jackie, here's your original, send it to Health Canada to grow. And, we're going to set you with an LP. A lot of these clinics just send you to the LP.
Right.
But growing
that's sick.
It's also therapeutic. That's right.
Growing is therapy. And aside from all the medication, so these veterans suffering from PTSD need a lot of the oil. So they're getting from their LP, they're turning into oils, they're using their oils. But
you need a lot of cannabis for that.
Yeah, you need a lot of cannabis. So where do you get a lot of cannabis?
A lot. Grow your own.
Nobody's pushing that perspective in a big sense, where that really is the strength. I hope the country doesn't change its mind and take away that right.
We have the right to grow 4 plants. I wish more people were growing 4 plants.
Everybody should be growing.
Everybody should be growing. And you know what? We have, I've traveled quite a bit across, South America and the rest of Canada and the islands, checking out programs and medical programs. And Canada is by far the best in the world. Yep. And that's what we're trying to do too, is we're trying to bring our Green Valley vibe internationally and really, really set.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Is that the new thing? Is that when you're not going to you can't drop any hints or any secrets? Like, what is the name? Like the first and last, or like initial,
Jackie,
or I don't know. What do we got? I hate when people have a secret and they can't. It's like,
it rhymes with niece. So I'll give you that clue and you can do some homework. They're pre-licensed. They should be licensed. We're expecting our license within the next week or so. Ooh. I'll give you a little background on the company so you guys can kind of fill that kind of foot in. So they're an extraction company or a commercial manufacturer. Mm-hmm. So all they will be doing right now is extractions. So they have a Vitalis R400. It does about 1,000 pounds of CO2 biomass daily. We've just expanded to get our hydrocarbon or ethanol in regards to getting a license. We're going to be providing white labeling services. So Jackie opens up an LP and all she's doing is cultivating. And then what we'll do is we'll take your product and you say, okay, Jackie, we'll make you a vape pen or we'll make you your gummy line or whatever.
Cool.
Okay.
They are also expanding to a micro cultivation type facility in Ontario. It's a 650,000 square foot building with 172 units inside the building.
Damn.
Because they're an LP, they've contracted these guys like they're little businesses.
Yep.
We caught these guys before they started balling.
Good thing I showered.
So with these guys being LP, they can buy all the products. So they've contracted 75% of purchase back to small quality craft cannabis rooms to be able to put that onto the market. So it's quite genius what they're doing. Wow. And it's just coming to fruition now. So it's actually really exciting to see that we did get in.
It's exciting to hear, bro.
That's where the competition comes in as well, is because these 172 units, now you have individual growers growing at that small space, which the quality is there, rather than you have one of them.
Right. How do you look over 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 plants? Like they need individual attention, really.
That's sick. That's a key feature.
Exactly.
We learned that from Remo. They each need their love.
Yeah.
Of course, every single plant.
Yeah.
Because all he had was 50 plants in that room?
Yeah, I think there's 50 plants. They were beautiful. They were like trees.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. What's been your most memorable failure?
Most memorable failure?
Something that sticks out. He's like, we got no failures.
What's that driving inspiration of that failure that stopped you, or someone that tried to say that you couldn't do something?
So when we entered into the business, I'll just be public about it. When we entered into the business, we had some investors in which we
Were they dicks?
Man,
Were they losers? Were they shady?
They weren't shady.
Oh, okay.
They were just, there were a lot of talk. So everyone had jobs. We had kind of left our jobs to pursue this. And they promised us a heap load of money, and they never kind of came through with it. They came through with maybe a third of it. And then we really had to fight our way out of the corner to make it happen. And then they came back after because, again, I would be open with it. I'm like, I'm not going to curse or anything, but I was like, forget these guys.
You can curse, homie.
Oh, I'm like, fuck these guys. I'm like, I don't want to give them any info because they didn't put the money. They said they were going to come. Anyway, long-winded.
Lose a lot of businesses as well.
Yeah, we lost a lot of business. We lost a lot of face in PI. We're in PI. We're promoting it. We're going to be out there. Long story is that they came back after for their money. And it was, it was roughly about $100,000, and clinics.
That was spent.
Spent. So we really had it was a tough time for us, and that's what kind of made us. So Franco actually went on a raise. He raised the capital. He saved us, bro.
Franco went on a journey.
He went on a solo journey.
To bring back the cash, Franco.
He did, and he brought it back.
And now he's the president. / king.
So that was a really, really tough time because it put our backs against the wall. We didn't really have money in the bank. We kind of liquidated everything. I took personal loans. He took personal loans. It was rough, but at the end of the day, we came through, and we hired more. We started making money again, and we got the deals. We had 3 deals going on at the same time, and we chose this one because we felt that was the best fit for us. They're industry guys. A lot of them are street guys. They know what's going on. They know how to produce cannabis. They're well knowledgeable with the medical aspect of it. And we got some good backing.
I love those street guys.
So yeah. They're definitely a good bunch of them. So I would say that probably because we were down and out. We really feel some dark times, and we didn't let the public know. We just kept on going, and we had a lot of support from the communities. And
that's awesome. So it was
cool, yeah.
So I just wanted to back up what I initially said, that I knew these guys they're real, they're into their shit, and I knew that story would.
I think we're starting to see that more now. I'm starting to see, we're seeing like old and new sort of amalgamate and come together. We're seeing the people who are in it for the wrong reasons are sort of dying off.
They're
and
easy
sort
to
of
see.
Going elsewhere. Yeah.
It's like bad business, right? It's like a greasy used car salesman. You're going to keep going back to that dealership for that car,
right?
Not after he screws you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where you're starting to see some of the players now, and even in the industry too with the LPs. There's some greasy business out there, guys. It's not all popcorn and roses.
Everybody's hungry here. Everybody's hungry.
Especially
it's
now.
a hungry world. Yeah. So what's new and up and coming for you guys for 2020 besides the little tidbits you give us?
That's huge.
I gave you a lot of info.
I'm gonna be Googling
the whole time.
I'm gonna be Googling everything. I will be doing research. I'm Googling everything. I'm gonna see who you're following and liking and where what you're doing. I'm like, I'll figure it out. I can cross
figure out
my
by the
T's.
business card I give you after.
Beautiful. That's the way we like it.
And it'll be on Instagram and Facebook within the hour. No, just kidding. I won't do that.
Shooting myself in the foot.
So this is our time. You guys got any plugs you want to?
How do we find you guys on social media? Are you still Green Valley? What are you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah, so
LinkedIn.
He doesn't know.
I always get confused with our Instagram name.
No, you want to get the right up.
GR Valley? Yeah, GR Valley Wellness on Instagram. And then Facebook, it's GB Wellness or Green Valley Wellness Newfoundland, NL. And then we have our Whitby one, just Green Valley Wellness on Facebook.
Perfect.
But up and coming for 2020 is expansion, hiring, more community involvement. We did a big toy drive and food drive this year for Christmas. I don't know if we can touch on some new things too that's happening in the clinic.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Franco, what's new for the clinic? And I like what you guys are saying, the community. This is good. This is community. Hashtag cannabis community. We're like, what community?
Right.
There's community, right?
We hear from these guys. We hear from Cannabis Superstore, same kind of thing.
Yeah. See, they're starting a common thing. People that are in it for the right reasons.
We're weeding out the fugazis. So when they come to this table, they won't.
They'll be on the docket. the Fugazi.
Right?
The floor should open.
These words.
Just drop. Put an exit sign right onto the side.
Beautiful.
How's the dog? Take a peek though. Yeah. Like, is he okay? He's good. All right. I'm like, whoa. How's the dog?
Buzzy's good, man.
He's been sleeping through the entire show. I'm like, what?
That's when you know it's been a good time. Buzzy's chill.
What's new and exciting? What's coming up?
Like Jeff said, expansion. Employees, taking care of the community. That's always been our first priority. I think for 2020 or in 2021, I think we're looking at introducing cannabis sales within the clinics from the licensed
You
producer.
Think or you know?
We will.
Okay.
We will, but it's just the time, right? It's just basically it's first step at a time. The licensed producer is waiting for their license to come in. From there, the procedures happen. Right. So between them and the lawyers and all that stuff, we should have it probably. I'm not gonna say when, but within a year's time or so, right? We should have implemented cannabis sales in Ontario.
Nice.
Which a patient can go in. Either we had to work out the tweaks in that as well. Either they can go in, order on our kiosk, and within the hour or within the day, it would be delivered straight to their house.
Oh, I like that.
Depend on that system.
I like that.
Or we work with another program that will have doctors or whatnot, maybe that when a patient comes in, orders, they can actually the doctors can actually prescribe it, as well as they can make the sale, not sale, but they can have it delivered to the clinic, which the doctor can hand over. So it's different tweaks that's actually happening, but yeah, sales would be our next step towards.
Do you smoke weed?
Of course.
Do you guys smoke weed?
I'm waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
You can.
What are you guys waiting? You're in the green room.
Yeah,
you got ashtray. You got fire up.
I felt weird about it.
I do like asking though while someone's talking. I'm like, do you even smoke weed? And sometimes it's like, no. I'm like,
well, that's a Cannabis Wiki question right through.
I know. I ask all the time.
Everybody.
So, do you smoke weed?
So, what are you guys?
Okay
indica sativa special?
We don't say that anymore.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Twitter told me not to.
Oh my God. I enjoy both, right? Sativas during the day. I'm a big sativa guy. Again, Montreal is sativa city. So there's lots of sativas and heavy indicas at night.
See, I've heard that. My first trip to BC was the very first time in my life I've ever heard anybody rocking it that way, because in Ontario, before legalization, you were just smoking weed. It was either it was good or it was
hydro.
Bad. Yeah, right?
Good weed or bad weed.
Half of the time we were probably smoking sativa, which was probably bang on, but because we weren't getting the indica high, we were saying, that weed's garbage.
That weed's garbage. Didn't throw me in the couch.
Yeah, but it was a guy, Francis was his name, and he was like, nah, bro, because I asked him, I was like, yo,
who's Francis?
Where'd you get weed? It was a guy walking down the street, because I was doing a little school course down there, and it was my first day, and I'm looking for weed, and I bumped into him. He's like, yeah, I got some weed, and he pulls out his backpack, and he's got like 18 different kinds of weed. So I'm like, anyone will do good, man. So he's like, hey, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's like, these are all my indicas, man. It's morning still, so you want a sativa, brother? I was like, this is on the sidewalk. I've met the king of it. But it's awesome.
On the sidewalk.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was crazy. So that was the first time I ever heard anybody regimenting cannabis in a regimented way. So the sativas for the head high to keep yourself going, get up. Yeah. And then in the evening when your day is done, you hit that indica to hit the couch.
Relax and mellow down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really makes sense.
Yeah, sativa's really good for your creative juices as well. I love. I used to do a lot of music back in the day there, so I used to sit down with my Jack Herrera.
Okay.
And write some rhymes, man.
Why don't you guys pass me a light?
I like that. I think cannabis is very creative, right? Like it's music and cannabis.
You guys should hear this guy rap.
Oh, really?
No, we're not starting.
Did you put him on? Did you freestyle?
No. Jeff, you got a little something?
Why do you freestyle stuff?
Jeff's got a little something.
He has a mixtape too. Not anymore. Before, but you should hear it.
I'm 40. I do it for.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we need you guys to do a drop for Cannabis Wiki. That's what I just heard in my ear.
Seeing how you do a little rap, I'm sure you could do a little freestyle. Cannabis Wiki, the green room. What can you put in there? Something nice.
Oh God.
He's on the spot.
He got to medicate first.
Hey, you got to let the creative juices go. All right.
I like it.
This is good.
Look on the TV. Where do you think it looks like we're like at the Tonight Show or the Ed Sullivan Show? Or am I showing my age there? Is that even the Ed Sullivan Show? Like what? The Ed Sullivan
who's
Show?
Ed? Who's that?
I can't even think of anyone. Like Jimmy Kimmel. Is that? Yeah, that's a new one, right? That's still on. Look, everyone's coughing. I have
to drop something.
What? Yeah, think of something he's thinking.
No, I don't have to think. All right, check this. Cannabis Wiki. Smoke the green only if it's sticky. Boom. Sorry, gotta have the medication picky. Forget it. Forget this. I'ma stay as an educator. Different flavors. Spanish Harlem, Kush, and see you later. Darth Vader to get my rhyme right. Nice Bar Marley spliff to take me on a flight. 737 jet. Best of bet coming to wreck a set. Flavoristic, I'm real nervous. I feel my heart pounding. The sound on the microphone is giving me a
wow. That's on the spot. Shots fired. Jeff, I like it.
Now I feel like flirting. Wow, I'm really glad I showered.
Wow, this guy's got game in the pocket. Green Valley Wellness.
Green Valley Wellness.
Total banger. So guys, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for telling the people about your story. I back these guys any day. You guys are solid.
Yay!
I like that you guys like what you do.
Thanks for coming on the green room.
Tk you guys for having us.
That community is a little bit better.
Thanks for not sending your compliance lawyer first. Make sure.
Yeah, maybe we should have done that.
Yeah, people afterwards are like, when does that air?
It's all good.
It airs now.
We'll do that later. That's
we totally thank you guys for coming in. Guys, you always know where cannabis talk is always fresh and a little bit sticky. Keep it locked. Cannabis Wiki, the green room, and we're out. Peace.
See you guys. Thanks for joining us.